but I made a couple thousand. Yeah, got me saying, GM, good morning, I hope you make a place. In a bear market, just trying to make a way, yeah. And these goblins crowding up the space, but it's kind of funny, so it's all good with me, yeah. Good morning, I hope you live it well. Counting up the spread, taking care of yourself, eh. Good morning, I hope you living good. Hopefully this heat gon' get us out of here. GM, now my wrist so frozen. I just saw the bag, it's a real good morning. And I'm burning on my gas, but I made a couple thousand. Yeah, got me saying,
GM, how is everyone doing? Welcome to NFT Live with me, DJ Savage, and the one, the only, Nifty. How are you doing today, my guy?
I'm doing good. I'm expecting anything NFT NYC week when it comes to guest scheduling. It's going to be like a crazy week. That's why we're sitting here, just us two. But yeah, man, I'm chilling. We're going to talk NFT NYC a little bit, but it's weird because we're the only ones that aren't going to NFT NYC.
Hey, you know what? That's how it goes sometimes. I was reading up on a bunch of security stuff, and people were saying how to keep yourself safe and talking about using walkie-talkies instead of cell phones, and you know, uninstalling MetaMask on your phone because people are going to be targeted while they're in New York. And I was personally sitting here saying I'm thankful that, you know, I'm not there, so I don't have to worry about getting robbed. I guess Mr. Covington's not taking my money.
They're not going to be stealing as much stuff now, dude, with the bear market on, for sure.
Yeah.
They're a little bit more safe. What's up, though? Our Vibar tribe, I see the chat, NFT Addiction Helpline, Gooden, Anti, Crypto Kiwi, Hash Rhymes, of course. Our Vibar tribe, man. Good to be sitting with y'all.
Yeah, nice seeing everyone in chat. Nice seeing everyone. So have you been getting into any of these free mints, Nifty?
No, I haven't. I probably haven't minted shit in like 10 years, brother. It's been at least 2 months since I've touched anything. Maybe the other deeds was the last thing I touched. So
no
wow,
goblins that was a while ago.
Me, no, nothing like that. Yeah.
I tried getting into a little bit of free mint stuff, but Llama's been giving me a hard time about it all week because he said they were not gonna do well, and I think he was right. Why don't you tell me what you think about my free mint here?
Savage. Savage.
Oh man, I
better than this.
I figured that if you know, they can mint NFTs about poop and they're gonna do well and just a bunch of bad art, I thought that Gummy Gox had a chance of doing something, but I'm one of the 40 owners out there, so
I'm
think
shocked
it's gonna
Gummy Gox didn't do well.
I don't think it's gonna do very well. I did notice that there was a really good free mint a couple days ago. Was it yesterday? And I got into that one. Missing was it GIF on the show today? Gifted his free mint for Witchy GF, so we can give a big shout out to him. I got some good ones. They popped out. If you guys haven't looked into those, you can definitely go pop into some Witchy GF stuff because they're pretty fire. I'm enjoying my Witchy GFs.
Yeah, shout out to GIF, man. He was like the hardest working man in the space before this week, and then he like upped his work by like 2x this week. While all the prices are falling, GIF was working harder and harder. So he's gonna have himself no respite either because he's going to NFT NYC. So he's got a lot of cool shit planned for Web3 Lounge. Yeah, GIF's killing it. So Witchy GF free mint, man. That was awesome.
Yeah, maybe we'll ask the viewers out there if any of you guys have got into any free mints and how your free mints are doing. Llama says that, you know, they're offering them, you know, at a steep discount, often like my Gummy Gox, because they're crap. So I need to take some more advice from Llama, I think. Shout out to one of the best mods in the business, my guy Llama. I see Hash Rhymes out there in the audience too, as always. I definitely appreciate you guys holding down LADZ City for us. And if anyone out there is viewing and you're not inside the Discord, you can definitely be sure to join us over into LADZ City. So when we're not live, we can hang out with you guys and have good conversations over there about what you guys are aping into or whatever.
Yeah, OVOT Choina too, because Choina just joined the chat. We got a lot of lads here in the building. A lot of people aren't going to NFT NYC, man. That are here, with us today. I feel like a minority of people are, of course, like going to the Big Apple, but I mean, there's gonna be a ton of people that aren't going either. So we're gonna be here all week next week, kind of just commiserating and FOMOing with you guys as we go throughout that week. So it's good to see everybody here. Shout out to Louis too. Louis C. Rhymes, he's been working really hard. I like his evolution kind of as I hate to use the term influencer, but Louis just seems to be coming into his own, like finding his voice as an NFT rapper. And he put out a single this week, I think. It had some mints as well, Home. So yeah, shout out to Louis C. Rhymes.
Yeah, I think I got
a lot of lads doing things.
I think I have that pulled up on the screen here too. You can see what Louis been up to. Always killing it in this space. That's another guy always doing stuff, always moving around, always busy. I don't know how these guys keep up with this. I feel like I'm slacking over here. You see, GIF and Louis and Easy doing all these different events. Easy said I should get a whiteboard and put it up so I could start, following around to some of these different events, but I don't even know if that would do it. These guys are just monsters.
Hold up, Savage. Go back to your screen now. Go back to your screen. Go back to your Twitter profile, if you can. There's 8 notifications there, man. You're working. Like that's not a bad amount of notifications there. Okay, yeah. I'm just saying, you're working.
We're getting it a little bit. That's my alt Twitter. So when I don't have anything. So I don't have anything on this streaming PC. No bank accounts. No Twitter profiles. No MetaMasks. Anything like that. So I figure if I'm gonna be pulling stuff up on air, I had to create another profile, because I didn't want to sign into anything on this PC, because we're you got to protect yourself whether you're in New York City or not. None of these hackers are getting into my system. So I created a bunch of like alternate accounts and stuff so I can show stuff while I'm on air, which speaking of the gummy gocks are sitting in that burner wallet over there. Maybe when people ask if I'm in NFTs, that's the wallet I'll show them, because it's got like a couple trash NFTs and then like one good one with the Witchy GF, so that's all right.
Yeah.
Did you
that's an actual like burner wallet. Like you need to burn that wallet basically.
Yeah, maybe I'm glad my name isn't on there. It's the one I use for shooting tutorials if I'm doing like any tutorials for any NFT groups, or I'm gonna put it up on YouTube. So I thought that would be funny if I pull up to how to mint something and then my gummy gocks are sitting there. It's a little bit of humor in the background. Did you watch the Golden State game last night?
No, I'm not a big NBA fan, man. I'm a LeBron fan. Like, I appreciate his quest for greatness. I know a lot of people are gonna hate on me especially if they're like MJ lovers. But when LeBron isn't making it, I really don't have anything to cheer for. Just not a big fan. And I just Warrior fans kind of tilt me a little bit. Like I feel like there were no Warrior fans, and then there were a lot of Warrior fans like circa 2012-13 whenever they started getting good. So yeah, not a big NBA fan, but I'm sure you watched it, bud.
Oh yeah, I definitely watched it. Well, Wiggins, who plays for Golden State now, came from Minnesota, and he wasn't playing the greatest for us here, probably just because he wasn't around other winners, because Minnesota never makes it anywhere. But now that he's over in California and around Steph and Clay and all the guys that are really shooting well, it's nice to see him excel. So I was definitely rooting for Golden State last night, but not really Golden State. I was rooting for Wiggins. Just like you said, you follow LeBron. I kind of follow my guy Wiggins. He's excellent. So
I mean, Bored Ape has been in the news as well, and Steph Curry is a Bored Ape holder. I don't know what the other player on Golden State is who has the Bored Ape, but Steph Curry is definitely an ape holder. So we have our first BAYC holder winning a fucking ring there. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I got it pulled up. You're on top of it, dude. Appreciate it.
Oh yeah, we're all over it today. Nice to see Bored Ape, getting some news. Feel like they're probably one of the projects that deserves to be around and excelling in this space. And with everything trending down, I know some people are taking some big massive hits. I complain about my bags taking hits, but I'm not losing 10 20 ETH on a single NFT. Mine are going down 0.05 or 0.1, and I'm complaining, but get some Bored Ape holders that are going down 20 ETH.
Thanks. Yeah, I appreciate that.
That hurt my bags.
I love that. Listen, I'm a Bored Ape stan, of course. You know this. I will literally hold my ape back to 1 ETH or around where I bought it. The merch is trash right now. the merch needs to change. Ronan was talking about this, I think this week when he got his, because it was like basically boxed up, sent out to all the holders so that we could have it at an NFT NYC. I'm sure that's the marketing plan that they had. The merch is not good. Like, it does not feel good. It does not look good. One of the shirts that I have, it's like my arms have to be Kevin Durant to actually fit into them. It goes down to like my elbow. It doesn't. So the merch needs to change. Please get better on the next drop so that I can spend more money on wearing an NFT JPEG collection. I'm a big fan of Bored Ape, and you know this, but they've been getting some hits in the media for sure. Past that merch, they stenciled over some graffiti art, so they got hit for that. But it is what it is, man. BAYC fan for life. I just had to get that out there.
I heard someone in Twitter saying that if you were going to New York City and you were going to wear your original Bored Ape hoodie, that you had to bring like a lint roller because it like attracts a ton of lint or something like that. And there was like 10 or 15 holders after that said, oh, that's a great tip. Do you have one of those original Bored Ape hoodies? Does it collect dust and hair and stuff abnormally large?
It's a white hoodie, so I'm like worried about food more. But I mean, there is lint, I guess, but I don't know. Like that seems something weird to worry about as our portfolios crash 50%, but it is what it is.
Hey, 50% would be on a good day. A lot of this stuff's been going down 70 to 90%. And then you just
Give
have
me
to
some
be
hopium, Savage.
You just have to be like, hey, if you're confident in the, the coins and the NFTs that you've invested in, other people are going to dump your bags, but that's okay, because if it's good technology, hopefully it'll still be around. Hopefully, because I was reading a lot of this different stuff over here, and it seems like it doesn't necessarily matter about the tech, because you could have amazing tech, but if everyone dumps, then kind of there goes that. There's been a lot of stuff getting liquidated this weekend, so I don't feel like the worst is in yet. How about you?
No, I mean, we'll get into this combo for sure. I generally think we have a little bit farther to go. I think maybe 800. It fucking pains me to say ETH under 1,000, but I think we do go a little bit further with Bitcoin and ETH falling. But I mean, dude, we're some of these projects are like down 90-95% at this point. Like, I know that they can go down another 50% from here. I get that, but like, we've experienced a massive sell-off. So I think some of the stuff is oversold. And Arthur Hayes had a great fucking post that we'll get to here in a second. But I want to give a quick shout out. Auntie Sia is in the house. I'm a Steph Curry fan. Is that DJ Sia?
Yes, DJ Sia. That's watching? The girlfriend. She is watching.
It. Matt, it's always good when the fam's watching. Hi, Mom. Matt Radke. I fear the free mints will end up costing me contents in my wallet. I feel the same. I feel like, and we ran a poll here in chat that said, did you get into any free mints? And 82% of the people at this point saying no. So not a lot of people getting into those goblins.
I mean, I don't worry about what it's going to take because we use a burner wallet. So if you guys are interacting with any free mints, make sure you set up a new wallet or use a wallet that you don't care if you lose the stuff in. Because I only had like 2 or 3 NFTs in that wallet before I started. And they were all for like shooting tutorials or something like that. So wasn't anything like real high value in any of those when I was minting my free mints. But, I was saying, like, what was it, last Friday, that I wasn't going to participate in any of the free mints, but I got caught up. It's like, hey, it's free. It's only $5 gas, but purchased 2 of those, and I think there goes $10. And that's $10 in today's ETH value. I'm going to look back maybe in like 20 years at that price and be like, yeah, it was free, but it actually cost me like, $2,000 or something. So we're not going to think about that now. We're not going to think about that.
Or Gummy Cox could be the next Bored Apes.
Hey,
that's why you bought it. That's why you bought it.
Me and the other 39 holders of this thing, we're gonna make it. Just not on this project. Just not on this project.
Little things, small beginnings, man. Matt Racky saying, yeah, need to get some ETH moved into a burner. Space Smells Like says, feet and eye guys look like a cool free mint. I saw that come across my timeline and a couple groups I was in, but God, that's such a douchey thing to say. I literally said that out loud, and a couple alpha groups that I'm in drop those links, guys. So yeah, get on that drop. Feet and eye guys.
Yeah, I struggle looking at any of my alpha and any of my different discords because they'll start posting their wins or their gains in there, and you can get caught right up in that and then back to spending ETH. And I already had a conversation with Auntie Sia that we were gonna or I guess she's not spending anything, that I was going to stop buying NFTs for the moment, just so we figure out where this market's going to go, because you never know. You might need to have some ETH stacked up to pay the mortgage here in a little bit, and I don't think gummy gocks are gonna cover it. They're not covering any part of the mortgage. People will probably ask me to burn them. I'm sure Llama would send me some money to burn those.
There's got to be some hopium here in today's episode, but bear market, bull market, we're still here. Guys, this is NFT Live. Savage is transitioning to hosting full-time NFT Live on Fridays, so I appreciate the work that you're putting in, guys. If you do appreciate Savage, go ahead and leave that like. If this is your first time, it's NFT Live. We're covering the industry. NFT NYC week is a little weird. Usually we got like 3, 4. I don't think we have done a ridiculously packed 5-person episode before, but this is us. This is just me now, but I don't know where Savage went, but it's me and Savage today. We're going to be covering the markets. Arthur Hayes had a really dope blog that I want to get into. Savage has been going down some USDC rabbit holes. So we're excited, man. This is going to be a good day, and we're going to have a good conversation. So thank you for showing up early and often, fellas and ladies.
So I'll ask all the viewers out there, what do you guys do to find the coins that you decide to ape into? You just follow in what the influencers are saying on YouTube? Are you listening to us? I mean, maybe Coin Bureau, or are you guys doing your own research? Because before I got into LADZ City, I dove deep into USDC. And I figured, USDC is built by Circle and Coinbase. So I figured Coinbase does a lot of lobbying with Congress, and USDC, they got their fingers in everywhere. So that's the coin that I kind of dove into, and I made a bunch of my crypto bets off of. And that's how I got into Algo cheap, so I got into Solana cheap, and I guess I was gonna get into Ethereum either way, but it was all kind of just because of USDC. And I see that they've launched their new Euro coin, and they're also available on Coinbase now. Surprise, surprise. So I was gonna, when you were talking about Flow way back in the day, Q, I was trying to get into that and I couldn't find an exchange to get it, and it was like $7 or $8 at that time. And now looking at it, it hit all-time low yesterday of like $1.42. So kind of glad that there wasn't an exchange available to buy in, or else I'd have a big bag of Flow that I would be, sad about right now, instead of kind of looking into jumping into some Flow. Because it seems like the music industry is going to do a bunch of stuff on Flow, and we can kind of jump into that. But I think Flow is going to take off here in the next couple months, just like I've been saying Algorand's been going to take off from the music industry.
Yeah, layer ones are going to do super well, man. I think, that Arthur Hayes blog that we'll get to later, was talking about all these projects that are now undersold or oversold at this point. Flow being one of them, man. They're doing so much shit that I can't even, that would take a whole nother YouTube channel, to be honest, to cover the Flow ecosystem. They got a lot of awesome partnerships. I'm big time on Flow, definitely. The mass adoption that we all kind of fucking pine at all the time and say, one day, well, when that does occur, Flow is going to be a big player. But ETH maxis are a little bit hesitant to get in, which I get. It has that wax factor of it being maybe 1 or 2 chains removed, it feels like, from ETH. It doesn't feel connected like a Polygon. It's definitely in that realm of not being as, I guess, positive from ETH community when they're talking about Flow.
Well, it seems like Flow's doing a bunch of stuff. So I don't know if anyone else out there has noticed, but it seems like every celebrity out there that's pushing anything kind of runs back to Universal Studios. Does anyone else notice that in chat? Give me a shout out if you've noticed that. Jimmy Fallon, Paris Hilton, Lindsay Lohan, Bieber, all these guys are all part of the Universal ecosystem. Even Steph Curry, because, he's over there with his Bored Ape. Always goes back to Universal. I actually found this article where a dude was saying that he was super sad about all the different celebrities in the space and how they broke his heart. We can cut to that real quick, because I looked at this and this triggered some stuff in my my little noggin here this morning, because I was thinking kind of like Fun Uncle and conspiracy theories. And he, goes down here and says Snoop Dogg.
What?
And Snoop Dogg is, part of Universal. Go to Lindsay Lohan, and Lindsay Lohan.
Wait, what is this ranking? What is this rank? Celebrities that broke his heart? What does that mean? Celebrity rugs?
Just
What are we
because,
talking about?
you know, because they got into NFTs and he doesn't see them doing well because the whole market's going down. So he was saying, you know, like all these celebrities doing stuff in the space, and they broke his heart, which it's just one author's like opinion or whatever. But I did have some notes over here about how I broke this down. It's like Snoop Dogg is part of Def Jam Records, which is owned by Universal, right there. Lindsay Lohan's part of Republic Records, which is owned by Universal. Shawn Mendes, part of Island Records, owned by Universal. Paris Hilton, she does her stuff on Eris Records, which is a sub-label of Warner Brothers, owned by Universal. Lewis, he's Universal. Liam, Universal. You can even get down here to Stan Lee, and Stan Lee, he does all the Marvel stuff, or did, and they use Universal for their distribution. So I think I've uncovered like a thread here that maybe these celebrities aren't getting into any NFTs, and it's their manager pushing this stuff, and their manager is getting it from their boss, and the boss just happens to be Universal. What do people think about that? I'm coming up with my own fun uncle conspiracy theory, and I think I've got some evidence here.
You needed the foil and tin cap there for the conspiracy theory, bro. So what's the alpha here? Like, what's the play? Obviously, people are like putting in work behind the scenes at Universal to get all these celebrities involved, and maybe it is the celebrities themselves. Like Paris has been in the scene for a minute, so I could see how, like, you know, you obviously make the connections if you're at the same like studio and things like this. Maybe it's Paris, and then that's kind of like the contagion. I don't know. What's the alpha here?
Well, what I connected it to was I was searching this, and it pulls up with Snow Crash NFT platform working with Sony and Universal Music Theaters. So it says they're going to launch this new NFT platform, and it's going to launch on the Solana chain, which is part of USDC, because Solana runs USDC as well as Algo, ETH, and Flow now. Starting to connect some dots, guys. So I think you're going to see all these different chains blow up. And Algorand, I've been talking about kind of like the past couple of weeks, because they're buying up Napster and LimeWire and doing a lot of different stuff. And it seems like it always kind of leads back to USDC and Universal, two big players in this space. And one of the articles I was reading was that the music industry will be what brings like widespread adoption into the NFT space. So maybe we'll ask chat if the music industry is what they think is going to make NFTs and crypto blow up, because that's kind of the word around the coin telegraph over here that I'm reading a bunch of stuff. Because, you know, people like Louis get to release their own music, and, you know, they would tell you that Spotify takes all their revenues and whatnot, and if you're not part of one of the big groups over there, you don't get a whole lot of exposure. But now we're starting to see all these different groups show up on Algorand or Flow or whatever, and they're talking about releasing all their different collectibles to the community. So people are saying Solana Summer, I think it's going to be, you know, music winter.
Is
maybe
Solana Summer still a thing? Let's be honest. Solana Summer is dead and buried 6 feet beneath the ground, 10 layers
probably
of shit, and then Solana Summer. There is no Solana. We are in the middle of summer right now. What is Solana at? Solana's got to be.
It's not good. What is Solana at right now? It's like at 30 or 40 bucks or something. Solana 31.55 right now. But we can't blame Solana. It's not necessarily all their fault. They've had their network go down a little bit, but, you know, everything's trending down right now, whether it's crypto, whether it's the stock market. You know, I'm hearing a bunch of people call that homes are going to drop at least 10% across the board, which feel like they're hitting all my bags. You know, stay away from my house. Come on, leave me something, guys. People got to eat.
Yo, I want to give a quick shout out to the chat here. X-Pile's talking about the Arclegger episode that we had on Wednesday. That was the Nifty Q show. He's talking about Otherside meta and some of the questions that we can get into there later in the episode, X-Pile, as we like are firmly in the music scene right now, which is one thing that's dope about this channel, is that we cover everything. but it's hard to be an expert at everything. So I don't want to come off like a dickhead or anything like that on these episodes saying that, oh, I know everything about NFT music. That's why I tune into Music Mondays on Monday. They had like Louis, Jared, Natalie, they've got a great take on the space. And I'd wonder what they've had to say about this. Probably that Emanate, I know Natalie's over at Emanate and does some good stuff there, that they're firmly in the Web3 native and grassroots projects as opposed to the big projects getting in and maybe, you know, taking over and taking our name Web3 and shaping it for themselves. I don't know.
Well, I'm excited to buy, you know, singles like Louis dropping them as an NFT, because that gives it some little bit of rarity and collectible, because you can say, you know, I supported this artist from the beginning. I even got like one of his first 10, you know, NFTs, which has a song attached to it. So you can actually bring some collectible nature back to it, because if you're just downloading it on Spotify, what do you really get there? You're getting the streams immediately, but you know, there's no collectible nature there. There's no way to get money from the customers there. So I think we're going to see a trend moving away from these streaming platforms, and you're going to see people releasing their NFTs and different collectibles on the blockchain, which hopefully that brings all the mass adoption. That's what we need, guys. We need more buyers in this industry.
Space Smells Like says, looks like a new reveal style, one trait revealed at a time for Feet and High Guys. That's one of the dopest things, and we talked about this with Arclegger, was the idea that when you're buying into a project, you need to look for a project that's not just recreating the same old. I mean, you get 10,000 derivatives in this environment, right? Like you get Goblin Town and then Elf Town and then Goblin Elf Town and then Bored Ape Goblin Elf Town, and having something that is unique, like revealing one trait at a time, which I think is really dope. I appreciate Space Smells Like bringing that up. Those are the projects that are likely going to have, you know, it's tough to launch in a bear market here, but you got a better chance if you do unique shit like that.
Yeah, better chance. You know who doesn't have a good chance of making it? Jake Paul. Says he's broke after spending all of his money on cryptocurrency. I mean, if you're going to be shilling these trash projects.
Hey, trash or not, can we go back to that? What were the comments? I thought I saw Shiny in there.
Comments.
Oh,
Let's
Nate
see.
Alex. Okay.
Nate Alex, you just know this is dumb. You just know this dumb motherfucker had all his money on some meme shitcoin.
Hey, not the only one.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of all of us. I mean, what do you do? I doubt he's actually broke. That's just what he's putting in the news so he can get new sponsors or whatever. I mean, come on, he's not really broke.
Us, on the other hand, we're actually broke. So put us in the news, please.
Yeah, that's all right. We're all going to be working with Buffalo over at, where was he working at? McDonald's?
Yeah.
Yeah, Buffalo. I'll be pulling up with some. That was a good episode you did. What was it, yesterday? I think it was? With Buff?
Yeah, with Buff. Yeah,
yes.
Check that out, man. RV Life to NFTs. Check it out.
Yeah, it was a good one. It's nice to see Buff back on the air with you doing some stuff. I miss those good old days of NFT Live when crypto was pumping and NFTs were doing well and people were saying, oh, you know, I missed getting into this one, I missed getting into that one, instead of I missed this free mint, which I think these are all alpha pumps and it's all coordinated.
We definitely look at, like, and this is outside the NFT space and crypto space, of course, too. This is just like human nature. We tend to look at things, you know, in the rear view mirror being prettier than they are. And that time in the NFT space, I'm glad that like we're past the, what was it, like Street Fighter drops and what was it? Dude, I can't even explain, like GPK, Street Fighter, William Shatner drops. Like that's what we were getting excited about. And that's like not that cool. I mean, it's cool, like I guess, but it was cool because it was new. You know what I mean? Like now we can get excited about so much other shit. We just finished talking about NFT music. Like that's a cool ass experience to have, to own another piece of like an artist that you really, really like and owning their art and the connection there, as opposed to like, oh, here's another, you know, bullshit drop that we can squeeze money out, which is essentially what I know. I'm a wax hater right now, so that's kind of what they did.
Yeah, you hating on the wax? I mean, I got into the, what was it, Street Fighter drops too. It was fun.
You made money.
I remember those episodes. I mean, if you sold, I don't think I sold any of mine. I have a bad habit of sitting on my stuff way too long, just way too long. I'm a holder. I think I get that from the crypto space though, because when you take these big 70% dips, it always trends back up if you're in the right coin. Ethereum might dip, but then it always comes back. But maybe not the case for all of these different NFT projects. I got a bunch of them in my project showing up that are just dead and the project shuts down. And that's depressing to look at. So shout out to any of my NFT projects out there still plugging along, still, building, still trying, because at least it gives me some hope that all my bags aren't totally gone. Because I'll be back at McDonald's.
They're not totally gone. Dude. In 2018, they were like, I mean, it was max fear. It was max fear. And then you get to this point of like absolute depression in 2019, like it's always like this. It sucks to experience it in the moment, but you just got to like zoom out and be okay. It is what it is.
Yeah. I guess I don't look at my bags just because what's the point? If you're not selling, why stare at it? It just makes you depressed. So unless you guys have some coins or NFTs that you guys are in and you're hoarding over there and you're not sharing with the rest of us in LADZ City, drop them in chat there. I'd love to read them. I'd love to know where you guys are making your gains these days, because my gummy gocks, not doing it. I tried the free mint thing. not happening.
Yo, shout out to Xpot in the house. He's saying Bieber's not pushing anything with that paralyzed face. That is an absolute savage comment. Sitting with DJ Savage experiencing all of this. Stash was good for the knowledge. Shout out to Stash there. And then Hash Rhymes. NFT sale days were cool. Those were dope. Those were sick. Because you knew something was going to fuck up. You just, in the back of your mind, you're like, that's a whole nother thing, bro. Like, they haven't fixed sale days ever on anything. Like, rarely do you see a good sale other than, maybe reverse, maybe Dutch auctions, have been pretty okay as long as you don't do what Otherside did. But I remember every sale day going to shit. That our chat was just like filled with people that was customer support.
Yeah, customer support. Talking about customer support, I think what was it? Openseas laid off 15-20% of their staff or something like that. That's not good.
Yeah.
That's not good. So hopefully USDC is going to stay strong, because it's pretty much my entire crypto bag, not the coin itself, but all the chains that run on it. I did. Go ahead.
No, I was saying you were the one that brought the story about USDC being frozen on chain, and you feel comfortable holding USDC then?
Well, I don't hold any USDC. I said I bought into the blockchains that run USDC. So that's why I'm looking at Flow right now, because it's at its all-time low. I invested into Solana at like $1.50 because it ran USDC. Same way I got into Algo, because, I figure you're going to go with the biggest exchange. And 2 years ago, I think that was probably Coinbase. I think FTX and Binance have both passed them now. But, that's kind of, you have to do your own research, and who knows where you're going to start. And for me, I started with diving into that stable coin, because I kept seeing a bunch of FUD on Tether, and I'm like, well, I mean, why are they FUDing Tether so hard? And it's probably because they don't own it. And what do they own? Well, America kind of runs USDC. They're backing it 1-to-1, which is the same thing they're saying when they dropped this Euro coin. Like, it's all backed by like reserves held in different banks. So it feels like we're going to crypto, but then they start doing this USDC stuff, or this, what was it? EUROC, EUROC, the Euro-backed stablecoin. And then you hear all the assets are held in different banks and stuff. So, I don't know, it feels like we're getting further and further away from crypto and closer to CBDCs. And I tell you what, I'm going to ship myself if Algo comes out as America's CBDC, because that's been my bet forever. How good that would be. That would feel so good to be right. And then I'll probably be saying I wish I bought more of it. Perfect time to jump into the different cryptos that you've been watching. Like, I know I wanted into Flow a while ago and I couldn't get in, so I don't have any money, but we're gonna find some money to get into some Flow.
Savage is gonna rob somebody, dude. You could sell your gummy cocks. You'll be all right.
Yeah,
we'll be fine.
Sell it to someone, one of the other 39 holders.
Yeah, Space Smells Like says happy LADZ Day. LADZ City is what's getting me through this bear market. Shout out to Space there. That's an awesome comment. I agree with that. It's awesome, like chilling here with you guys talking about some NFT stuff. And that's the other piece of like tying in the broader market into what's happening with NFTs, right? Like that's a question I threw to Arclegger was like, look, I thought that maybe ETH would go down at some point. Of course, like it was ranging at like, you know, it topped out like 46, 4,800. It was ranging for a while at like in its 2000s. But like to see the NFT floor prices fall at the same time that the crypto prices fall was like a double whammy. And it definitely hurt. It definitely hurt. So, you know, whether we see like floor prices continue to fucking plummet, we'll see. But that's the cool part about where we're at. It's like, it's not just a crypto token. It's beyond that. You know, there's all these other pieces that come into play when the NFT space is bigger now. So,
I mean, how much different is a NFT token from an actual crypto coin? You know, I used to think they were massively different, but after I read your Arthur Hayes article over here about floaters and how hedge funds are, you know, probably dead for a while, and then they surface up as this floater, like it made me think that they're, you know, not as different NFTs and cryptos, because they can be doing some shady stuff behind the scenes and get just as, you know, in just as much trouble. We're seeing a bunch of them that are popping up and just dying left and right, with Celsius about to get margin called, and, you know, Luna going down the other day, and 3AC. Feels like, you know, every week there's just a new huge player popping up and like dead. Like these guys are going to get margin called. They're going to be dead any day here. This Arthur Hayes comment, or this article, was really well written, like really well written.
Yeah, we were talking about before the episode. Arthur Hayes is like one of the best minds in crypto, 100%. So he was the co-founder of BitMEX back in the day. He was like this cycle or last cycle's Sam Bankman-Fried, SBF from FTX. Like everybody talks about Sam now. The way that was how we talked about Arthur Hayes, and Arthur unfortunately got caught up in some shit on the last cycle, so he is in jail. He is in literal prison, but he also has this article that he releases like every, you know, it depends on the what's happening in the market, but he's been releasing something every week now. Fantastic article. We just dropped it in the chat. You guys should definitely check that out. We can jump into that, Savage, if you want. But yeah, Arthur Hayes is a fucking G, man. Like that guy is smart and he's a great writer. So definitely check that out if it's the one article you read this week.
That's a long article. I only got maybe a fourth of the way through it before we went on NFT Live. But man, he's an excellent writer. Ties in, you know, crypto to his personal life. Huge vocabulary. Like, super interesting read. Way better than anything I was reading over on, you know, like what was it? Blockchain News, or you know, Bitcoin.com. I was over there reading about, you know, what is it? Gene Simmons talking about his 14 cryptocurrencies. He hasn't sold any of them. Who's Gene Simmons belong to? Universal. Right back to that whole thing. But you know, it's good to see some like actual news. And this article that you dropped me was excellent. It's like Nifty said, if you're going to read one article this week, this is probably should be the one you're going to read, because it's eye-opening.
It's got some hopium. It's got some hopium in there too. Like his calls, like I said, he's an awesome and smart individual. He made a call that Bitcoin, I think, was going to hold 25 and ETH was going to hold 1,800, which, as we all know, sitting at 1,100 is not true. So he's not like an oracle by any means, but the guy's fucking super smart. So yeah, let's jump into that article, man. I want to go down to looks, because this is one of the things we put on the title today. So, you know, the point of this article is basically to break down, like, now that we are where we're at, 20K Bitcoin, 1,100, you know, ETH, is this the bottom? Arthur's kind of calling a pseudo bottom here, but he goes into what projects we should be looking at, and he uses a really, you know, traditional marker for, you know, valuing companies and price to earning ratio. So this is a good spot right here. 1, 2, and 3. These projects that he's looking for have the following characteristics. They're down 70 to 99% from their late 2021 all-time highs. They have actual users that spend real capital to access their services, and they are the first projects defining how key DeFi services should be offered. And you're right, super long article, so I'll TLDR it. He breaks down a little bit of what's happening with Celsius. Hit back that article, though. We'll go down to looks. He breaks down what happens with Celsius, so we can, you know, go through. We don't really have to. We can scroll past that. He breaks down Three Arrows Capital, I believe, as well. Continue going. Just keep going. Again, long ass article. He kind of breaks down why all of these hedge funds, like you're talking about, are blowing up, which is essentially they're over leveraging themselves, betting, and having funds locked up that they can't access. Continue going down. Let's see. If so you can kind of come back to this screen after you find looks, basically. So what he's looking for. Go ahead.
So up here he was shouting out Wu-Tang Clan, talking about cream, cash rules everything around me. Let's go.
Yeah, and at first I thought he was talking about cream finance, which that's a whole nother story to get into. Okay, so stop here. Go back up to the top here. This story is from Arthur Hayes. I see Becky is asking what we're talking about. So, I just dropped it in the chat as well. You can follow along. So one of his biggest plays that he was talking about in this price to earning ratio, meaning they're actually earning something. It's not just based on, hype or all of these like hopes and dreams in a roadmap that you saw all the way back dating to the ICO phase. This is actual price to earn rate or price to earning ratio. So you have a DEX. Those, shocker, dude's a co-founder of fucking BitMEX. He's going to love exchanges. So he goes through Uniswap. He goes through SushiSwap, which are basically earning protocols, right? Like they are earning revenue for their users and are also down 75 to 95% on all-time highs. This is where you can maybe find some good value. So he goes into PancakeSwap, he goes into Curve, but we're on NFT Live. We want to talk not just decentralized finance. Of course, we're talking NFTs. So the big one that he threw out were the two exchanges on NFTs. And his thesis here is that LooksRare and OpenSea will be the biggest winners long-term when it comes to exchanges. So we're almost there. He's, again, long-winded for sure, but it's an entertaining read at the same time. He's got a lot of time. He's in prison. Decentralized internet. There it is. So he's talking about decentralized internet. He says ENS names are going to be huge and NFTs are going to be gigantic because, in his words, they're digitizing culture. Regardless of money that happens in the financial sector, people want to spend their money on interesting things. We're going to be moving more towards the internet. NFTs are going to be, big. So he goes into trading volume there. Sucks, obviously, but the number of ENS addresses are going up. And then looks is really interesting to me because we'll continue to go down. So he goes price to earning ratios there. Again, it's interesting to tie in. You're slinging JPEGs. Interesting to tie in like traditional ways that you value companies. That's like a Warren Buffett way to value a company, is a price to earning ratio. But adding this to like exchanges, adding this to what we're about to talk about, LooksRare. LooksRare, because OpenSea is not publicly traded, there is no way to get exposure to the largest marketplace in NFTs. That being said, Looks is down like 98% from the top, has the volume that is necessary to create revenue for their users, and is far and away the second biggest. Like he goes, I think he even ranks some of the exchange. If you continue to go down, I think he ranks each exchange by total volume. So daily trade volume, of course, looks like shit. Everything does. Continue to go down. Go back up. Sorry, Brittany. Up. I need like some type of screen share. Continue to go up. We're looking for like the comparison between other exchanges. So continue to go up. All right. So we might not find it. It is what it is. Arthur Hayes, this is, just wrapping this up. LooksRare trading at 98% from its all-time high, all the way down to the low of like whatever it's at right now, 17% or 17 cents. The only thing that, I really don't understand about this article is I'm almost positive, and maybe I'm wrong here. So the chat, this is where I point to you guys. Is Looks an inflationary token that is continuously, obviously inflating to incentivize trading on the platform? You don't have that on OpenSea. You have the open token that's tradable here on Looks. So the market, the cap on the circulating supply is what I'm looking at. If it continues to inflate, maybe you lose a little bit of the value there. But look, he made a really good case for LooksRare being a strong player in the next bull run. I mean, there's going to be all these like tokens that trade on 100x value for nothing. You know, we're going to create the next Ready Player One, and that token will probably be worth, you know, 10x, whatever, all this stuff that Arthur's talking about in a bull market. But in a bear, you're looking for people that have revenue. And that's a great take, I thought, from Arthur there.
Yeah, I don't play around on, so I guess I only do my shopping on Gem, which I thought I was getting away from OpenSea, but OpenSea owns them. So I guess if I'm going to do some listing, I should probably do it on LooksRare, because they incentivize you to actually list on there and actually participate in their ecosystem, which is a great model.
Yeah.
Did you see that Kraken was coming out with a zero fees NFT platform?
Okay, that can only last for so long though. The fees will eventually be like actually turned on this platform. There's no way in perpetuity that you're gonna have. Oh, I see what you're asking. Okay, so they take an actual fee. You're saying gas fees.
Oh yeah, gas fees. Yeah, they're gonna take their cut. Everyone's getting their cut. But this was I was seeing that OpenSea is moving to Seaport Protocol to cut, you know, Ethereum gas by 35%, and then it actually says that this first started with Kraken, and that they're just kind of copying Kraken. I didn't even know Kraken was introducing a NFT marketplace. Found it this morning.
Probably not a good sign.
And it came back like in May 3rd, this article was dropped, and I've not heard anyone talk about it anywhere. So if, you know, Coinbase is struggling with theirs, I don't even want to see what Kraken's going to do when they drop this one. So probably not going to do very well. Who knows though? Maybe we'll ask the chat. Are you guys going to be shopping over on Coinbase NFTs or Kraken NFTs? Because maybe everyone's going to stay in OpenSea now that they're releasing their Seaport protocol, and they're going to reduce some gas fees. But, you know, maybe gas fees won't matter if crypto keeps trending down, because, you know, only people on the chain are probably people selling at the moment. So a little brutal.
Gas is super cheap. We're the people that were complaining about gas like a month ago.
Yeah, gas is super cheap.
Shit. No,
yeah, it
always happens. Space Smells Like says, I need a duplicator before NFT NYC. Anyone have one or any idea what they will be? So duplicator, obviously being within that Doodles ecosystem. I'm not in Doodles. Shocker, another L for me. But yeah, duplicators are an interesting add to that ecosystem. Don't know much about it again, so we'll have to get a little bit more info. And then NFT Addiction Helpline says, LOL, I will not be buying NFTs on a centralized exchange ever. Boom.
That's a good point. Yeah, who wants to buy it on an exchange? Especially if they're going to make moving into, like, you know, follow Lithuania and make moving to private wallets illegal. I'm still blown away by that article we did a couple weeks ago. Like, how are you going to make Trezor and, you know, Ledger illegal? What are you talking about? Get out of here. That's so crazy.
I mean, they're incentivized to do so. So that's
yeah.
Yeah.
Most definitely are. I heard a bunch of stuff about different nation states jumping into gold, stacking up all this gold. Maybe that's why America was printing all this money, because maybe they want to just purchase a bunch of gold to fill the, you know, gold reserves before our economy goes in the tank. So maybe that's the play. Yeah. Not buying like pieces of paper that say you own gold, but maybe going to the pawn store and actually grabbing gold. But then you just get robbed. I like the Ledger. I like, it's such a good system with the Bitcoin and Ethereum, because how are you going to hide a bunch of gold? I mean, take that while you're on the run. Good luck with that. I'm just going to leave it for the next guy. Whereas I can move my Trezor, my Ledger, and we can store a bunch of money. Maybe can't hide it, but, you know.
I just want to get back to better days where we're not talking about like food, water, and gold being the things that we need. Like, that's a typical indicator that we're headed towards some type of recession. I don't know if, you know, we're going to be there for an extended period of time, but one day we'll get back to trading virtual lands and, you know, sipping virtual Mai Tais and crypto voxels. So
yeah, what the Fed at the beginning of the year said they were only going to release what 0.5 or 0.25 would be like the max they would release every quarter, and then the first one they dropped was 0.5, and then the one they dropped on Wednesday was 0.75. So what happened there? what happened there, guys? What happened to this 0.25 max? Like, they're already at what they said for the whole year, and this is just first 2 quarters. So super disappointing. But what do you do?
One of the coolest things about the cycle in the way that it happened was you felt like a lot of people, especially with the NFT space, where we got like more adoption past like crypto degens, you know, in everything that we had in 2017. It wasn't as cool. Like, we didn't have we had good people, but we didn't have as many good people as we had in this NFT space, where everyone was just collabing. You take that to its extreme. Toxic positivity is definitely something I'm not a fan of either. You know, we're doing like a grinds my gears segment. But getting back to the point, one of the coolest things about this last cycle was good people were winning. It felt like people were like increasing their net worth, and they were going to do good things with it and all this stuff. And then it got wiped out in like 3 weeks. And it was just like, all right, well, you know, we'll see if we can pick up the tatters here. But man, that's a tough one to swallow there, because it felt like we were getting one over on the Fed in a way. So I fully expect this YouTube channel to be gone by next week. So that is my last statement on the Fed.
Yeah, hey, I don't think they're watching us anyways. They got a bunch of more stuff to focus on, like saving our economy, but who knows if they can even handle that much. So guess we'll find out. I'm rooting for them like I was rooting for Golden State. You can fix it, guys. You can come back. You can fix it. We can do this. Crazy stuff happened. Did you hear BitBoy was suing? What was he suing? He was suing one of the Celsius. Yeah, so how much do you have to lose to be suing Celsius? And I think Dogecoin was coming underneath some heat, and Elon was getting sued too by a bunch of people. So everyone's, you know, when money's down, they just start suing everybody else. Like,
but you know what? BitBoy wasn't complaining about the sky high interest rates compared to everything else. I mean, what do you get for holding in your bank? What do you get it for holding in Coinbase? USDC and Coinbase probably gets you less than 1%, something like that. You go on Celsius, you're getting 8 for a little while. There were 12% interest rates there for a second. What do you think was going to happen? And you weren't. The whole thing is based on greed. It's what we wanted to get away from when we did this whole Web3 movement, and yet that's human. You know, that's human behavior, is chase all that greed. Oh, 8. I can't do 4% on my money. I need to do 8. I need to double up here, and they get fucking wrecked for it. That's why they got fucking wrecked to begin with. 8%. What do you think they're lending out?
Yeah. But, you know, that goes back to not your keys, not your crypto. When you're doing a lot of these staking, you're giving over your crypto to somebody else. And if they go insolvent and go bankrupt, they're going to take all those funds because they technically own them. So that's why I'm not staked in any of these real big gains. I think I have like Zaquilla staked or something. That's in the tank. I don't think they're offering, you know, huge rewards or anything, you know. I was thinking that, you know, you're probably gonna like hold all these for a year because then you get cheaper taxes. But when everything drops 70%, who cares about the taxes? They should have been collecting some gains. You live and learn. Been in the space for a while, but it doesn't matter sometimes. Like, you still get caught up like working, doing too much of like work and spending time in this space, and you forget to actually watch your finances. Does anyone else there in chat have that problem? You get too caught up in like NFTs and forget about your crypto bags? Because that's kind of what happened to me. I was doing like a ton of crypto research and study and was like on point with that. And then we got into NFTs and I kind of totally forgot about all that. And now we're riding that roller coaster down as everything's, you know, falling.
Yeah. The biggest thing that I'll do next cycle is not compare any of my holdings, any of my assets to any other person, either near me, not near me. It could be an echo chamber sometimes, the Twitter space. But I was talking with Buffalo yesterday, and he had so many cryptodes. The dude came on to fucking NFT Live and did this like cryptode segment, trying to get me in when they were like basically free, had so many cryptodes. And we talked about it yesterday. The reason he didn't sell when they got up to like 15 ETH was he compared it to Bored Ape.
Yep, I'm like... Me too. A bunch of the projects I'm in, they'll jump up, around an ETH, and you're like, well, this is going way further. Like, this is just the beginning. It's got low supply, and the art's nice, and they've got these big plans and big partners. But then when everything trends down, like, everything trends down. It's everything. Mine was never as worth as much as Bored Ape. So, Bored Ape can go down 20 ETH. Mine goes down 1, and now it's at 0. So, like, I don't think there's ever going to be another Bored Ape like that.
There will be. There will be.
Probably when, like, Apple releases something on their chain.
Yes. It might not look like Bored Ape, and I don't mean by, like, monkey picture. I mean, like, there will be something else that will go 100 or whatever the fuck X that Bored Ape went. There's going to be something else, and it's tough to see that at this point. Because you look at it, you're like, is this going to be around? Did people just get caught up in this euphoria of like trading monkey pictures? Go ahead, sorry.
Didn't I had the name a second ago. Didn't the moonbirds go up that high? And I think Kongs went up to 100 ETH too, and they both kind of fallen back. So it seems like that's the first NFT people are going to sell when they need liquidity, because it's the easiest way to get it. If you can sell one NFT and feel like you're sitting on some ETH again, you're not going to send or sell your other 50 or 100 NFTs when you're making 0.1 on them, and you can just sell one NFT and feel like you're not catching as much pain.
At the height of the whitelist movement, remember the whitelist movement? It was like, oh, we have enough people here where we could do the whitelists here, but you have to go through all these hoops. I think you specifically told me about some projects that you were having to like do some crazy whitelist. It reminds me of that parkour meme where they're like, this is what you have to do to get into a whitelist. Well, that's what you have to do to actually sell these days. I tried, dude. I've, full disclosure, I have one other Bored Ape that I tried to sell like fucking 2 weeks ago. The liquidity is a huge issue in NFTs. I wasn't able to sell that unless I undercut the floor by X amount, and then even then it's hard to sell NFTs in a bear market. The liquidity, there's no market sell on this bitch.
Yeah, it seems like everyone's jumping into new mints and they want them free. And then, I think I wonder how many people in chat jumped into a bunch of free mints that never were worth anything. Like my gummy gocks, you mint them because they're free and you think you're going to catch something, but then nothing takes off. I like the art on my gummy gocks a lot better than I like a lot of these different NFTs out there.
Let's pull that back up. Let's get the take of the selling poop. Yeah, we have to get the take of the masses here. Is this a good investment? Is this the next Bored Ape? Is it gummy gocks?
It's gummy gocks, yeah.
Okay, I was calling it gummy cocks the whole time. So,
I mean, here's one of mine.
Gummy gocks. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing detail there. This just turned into like a late night show.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe not gonna make it. Right after I bought it, I was like, oh, Llama, look at this free mint I got into. And he tore it apart. And I was like, I just wasted some ETH, didn't I? And I was probably like owner 25 and it went up to 40. What do you do?
No offense, Jesus Christ could show an NFT to Llama and he wouldn't be that excited about it. So you're not in a unique situation there showing NFTs to Llama. I said it.
I mean, everyone needs that friend though, right? Because I was probably gonna jump into some other free mints, and you get reeled back in. Like, yeah, they're not worth anything. They never will be. I'm like, yeah, I had like 0.02 or something in the wallet, and I'm like, how many free mints can I get? But what do you do? Collecting art at this point.
Xplow is saying gummy cocks is appropriate. Hash Rhyme saying LMAO DJ Savage trying to pump his gummy cock. So yeah, didn't think that gummy cocks would get on the NFT Live channel. So congratulations to the founders there.
No one go buy those. We're definitely not pumping them. It's for the laughs and giggles is what that's for, because they're never going to go anywhere. There's like 40 other holders, and then the team's probably 25 of those. So it's like me and the team that's probably bought a couple of these.
It sounds like some reverse psychology you're playing on the viewers here. Space Smells Like saying they screwed up the economy and now they want to fix it. And the Fed definitely getting deleted here next week. Asmodai sticking to games and NFTs. do want to hit on that comment earlier by XPOW as well. Otherside is going to be, and this is a conversation I had with Arclegger, was Otherside, he said, is the game that will bring mass adoption to NFTs, which is kind of left field. Like we're thinking about a lot of other things when it comes to games, right? Star Atlas and some other pieces of Axie Infinity, Illuvium. I could go down the list, Ember Sword, all of these other guys, but Otherside might be the game. So that's a piece that's not going to go away. Gaming and NFTs, definitely. Like, that is such a fucking rock solid product market fit that there's no way that it can go wrong. It macro level, it can't go wrong. Micro level, you can have an Axie Infinity where it's completely just torched at this point. Like, their reputation, I'm sure the game will survive and they'll do well, but it's nothing that it was.
I think games are going to get there, but maybe not yet, because we've seen a couple of big players jump into that, but games take a long time to build. I was reading all these different articles on music and NFTs, and then you realize that Sony's behind it and Universal Studios is behind it. I think that might be what actually gets us there first, because if everyone's listening to like the streaming services, there's only a couple artists on there actually making money, and you have to be like a Post Malone or something to see some of those actual profits. Whereas in the music industry, if you're a local artist, they say you can use the blockchain to like write your contracts, and you're just cutting out a bunch of middlemen. You can put out your product yourself, get it right to the people that want to see it. It's like collectible. I think that might be what actually brings us into mass adoption, and then you'll see everyone jump into games, and then games will be it from there on. But there's too much stuff happening in music right now. Like, that's all I'm reading about. Like, I'm reading all these different articles to prepare for the show, and a lot of it's just music stuff. Big players in there too.
Yeah, dude, I'm super bullish on the music space, and this is one like little reason I'm bullish. I have like other reasons why I'm bullish on the NFT music scene, just like all the features and properties, all this stuff. There's probably going to be more women that enter the space through NFT music than NFT games. Like, we might be recycling the old demographic if we bring in gamers. So super excited. NFT music, please. Fashion, all of these other things. Like, yes, I'm definitely down to get out of the crypto bro culture that we've been kind of sitting in and moving away from since the beginning, but still not there.
Yeah, there's been a bunch of big companies jumping into fashion. I think Tag Heuer just said they were starting to do some watches. I think I read that article. You get your Bored Ape on your Tag watch. You're seeing Gucci and a bunch of these different big brands pop up in the space. So I agree with you. There's a lot of stuff in the fashion industry. Do you think they're going to pop out with in real life fashion, or is it going to be metaverse fashion, like Nike jumping into Decentraland?
Dude, I am such an augmented reality. Like, I was so against it. I am such a convert. Like, augmented reality more than VR is going to be where the two worlds meet. That's where everybody's at. As much as we love crypto voxels, as much as we love Decentraland, everyone is out there. If we want to bring them in here, or at least bring them into NFTs, it's going to be through AR. It has to be. It has to be. Google Glass will be much better here. I know that sounds like a meme, but Google Glass will in 5 years be a thing. There will be NFTs that you can collect, just like Pokemon Go. You saw everyone get outside. Those will be, any types of NFTs, and AR more than VR will, in the short term, lead to more adoption for sure.
I think so too. Way back on NFT Live, we had, I don't remember the project that was on there, but I bid in hard. I was hosting that with Buffalo, and they were talking about, you could go and buy plots of land in the real world that are going to be usable in AR, and like if people actually visit those spots, you can make money. So I'm in Minnesota. I figured, what's the busiest spot in Minnesota? That's the Mall of America. So I own 2 rides inside the Mall of America. So hopefully COVID goes away and people are actually jumping onto these, kiddie rides and stuff in the Mall of America. Maybe we'll be making some money over there with some augmented reality stuff. So I hope you're right there, because maybe those will be the 2 NFTs that might save all the rest of them.
Dickens is asking, is it too early to talk NFT NYC, have events started? Listen, you're talking to the only two motherfuckers that aren't going to NFT NYC. So we'll see. We'll be here peripherally enjoying the FOMO. But yeah, I think NFT NYC stuff definitely is starting, especially for the New York native folks.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. It's almost 3 o'clock here. So if they're not doing stuff, there'll be a lot of drunk apes running around in New York.
Yeah. 100%, man.
I'm excited to see all the photos that come back, because there's going to be, wherever there's drinking and people grouping up, there's going to be some good stories and some good photos. So that's what I'm excited to hear about. Not necessarily the tech or whatever. I want to see who's making a fool of himself out in New York, because there's going to be a bunch of them.
There's a lot of dope people in NFT NYC events, man. I appreciated everybody that I ran into. Definitely have to catch the next one. So there will be some fun times to be had for sure.
It feels like there's a different crypto event every other week or something. Do you know when the next event is?
They canceled the Vegas one. I'm really excited for whatever that happens to end up being. I haven't been to LA in some years, even before COVID. Would love to do an LA event, Miami. But yeah, I'm looking forward to like a Las Vegas event. I think Gabe laid it out very well that like Vegas is perfect for conferences because it's all in one place. Like if you're an NFT NYC, your ass is driving everywhere, to every single, whether it be Brooklyn, whether it be, lower, Manhattan, things like this. Like in Vegas, it's like you're in walking distance to everything. So it's a little bit of an extra, it's a good, space to have a good conference, because then you don't have a filled bar, of like 40 people in your max capacity in NYC. So it's I'm excited for Vegas. TLDR. Sorry, I fucking rambled on that. My bad.
Yeah, it's probably made for that too, because all the casinos and stuff are made for large gatherings, and it's all air conditioned and built for exactly that. A bunch of degens getting together to gamble, so degens getting together to talk about NFTs seems like the perfect fit, as long as you don't go outside. And here it's pretty hot over there.
Well, I think you hit on it right. Like NFT NYC felt disconnected. Like the event wasn't that good. Like everyone that went to NFT NYC will tell you the event fucking was average at best. So it was like all these satellite events. But imagine all the satellite events together, in one area. That is NFT. That is an NFT community fucking event. That's awesome. So, yeah. Yeah.
We'll have to see how the conferences go there. I know Ronan was saying people are getting these really short time slots, and they have a ton of speakers. So, I mean, we'll see how that actually goes, if they even get all their slides up in time to do their presentations, or if it's just going to be disappointment after disappointment. So I'm excited to hear Ronan's take when he gets back from that, and how that all goes. But actually, though, there's a bunch of people over in NFT NYC here from LADZ City. Like you said, we're probably the only 2 guys not going, but that's because we're here for you. We're here for you. We're not easy. We can't be running around in the clubs dropping NFTs and NFT Live. Someone's got to hold it down over here, right? Shout out Easy.
Thank you. Yeah, GIF gonna have a whole week of events, man. GIF is gonna take like a hibernation, or maybe not, just because that's the way GIF is. But after all of this shit, I could see GIF like taking a full hibernation. Let's see. Asmodai saying decent game is 3 years minimum for decent AAA beta. Tim Woodgate saying look at all the games on the Apple Store. There's tens of thousands and only a handful making money. NFT games will be the same. And Asmodai is asking, and I want to put this your way, Savage. Do we think Animoca Brands buying up indie game studios will give more adoption?
I mean, I don't do a whole lot of gaming. I work, 5-6 jobs, something like that, plus do NFT Live. So, I mean, the last game I played was Overwatch. Actually, I played some Minecraft not too long ago, but that was for NFTs, earning some crypto. Last real game I played would probably be Overwatch, and that was probably a couple years ago. So I'm definitely not the expert on gaming. I got some friends that sit around and game all day. Maybe I could ask one of those degens. We're the good degens over here in crypto.
Animoca is like, if I had to make an analogy, the universal that you're trying to like go down the rabbit hole for, that's like the university of Web3 gaming. It's like everything ties back to Yacht. Everything ties back to Animoca Brands. So, yeah.
Hey, follow the money. Like, that's how I got into USDC and tracking what crypto coins I was going to get into. If they're the dominant leader in the gaming industry, that's a good spot to start. Follow the money, because cream, cash rules everything around me. So follow that cash money.
Truth. I had one more comment I wanted to hit real quick, other than XPod talking about drunk Ronin. My own hidden world is saying, dude, I'm on you on that. I'm an AR developer myself. So it looks like we have some AR aficionados here in the chat. Yeah, shout out to everybody in chat making these episodes better, man. Savage, you're doing a great job making the NFT lives better as well here on Friday. So
my own hidden world, my man. Do you have like a augmented reality inside your house where it walks in, it looks dirty, but you're like, no fam, put on the headset and it's just like dope, super dope? Because that would be the way, you know. Come over and just like, this isn't my house, this is my house. I can't wait for Google Glasses. I know they test ran them not too long ago and didn't actually release them to the public, but the people that, if you go online and you look at Google and you actually see some of the developers that were testing it out, it looks so cool. I don't know how they didn't make it to market. Like, they must have had some big bugs in there, because I swear everyone would be buying those Google Glasses, especially now you can link them up to your watch, and you know, maybe that's how they'll know if we're in the Sexton game or whatever. Q, got to put on the goggles
with the glasses.
Yeah,
I'm sure my significant other would love the fact that I'm wearing glasses when we're well, that's all I'll say about that.
I mean, you know, Amazon's always listening anyways with, you know, I'm not going to say her name because she'll ruin the stream, but you know, we have our phones listening and Amazon listening, and a couple of years ago, our parents probably would have said, you know, that's never going to happen. I'm not letting any microphones around me, any cameras around me. But look at us. We do it all day, every day, and don't give it a second thought. So, I don't know. Hey, if you're out there and you haven't backed up your computer in a while, you should probably do that. Because I installed Windows 11 on my computer, and then I went through and deleted a bunch of bloatware. And I thought I lost my sticky notes. I have a bunch of notes on how to be like a good host on NFT Live, you know, feedback from Q or whatever. And then I thought they were gone. I got so lucky. I was logged into like my Gmail account on there, and it was all like able to come back. Right after that, I went and backed up all my computers, because, you know, you're sitting here without thinking about it, and you're like, you know, I don't really have anything I really care about. But then it starts to hit you like, I got a lot of stuff I care about. So, you know, back up your computers, make sure you're staying up to date on your security. That's kind of what I've been doing all week, and it's super, super annoying. But you never know when something could happen. You know, I guess my NFTs will always be on the blockchain, but all the stuff that's on these individual computers can just get lost real quick. And don't be that guy. Don't be that guy.
That
don't
late episode alpha from Savage there. It's good.
Yeah, like I've been sitting around watching a bunch of security stuff. Dear Lord, is that scary, man. Like I saw, what is it on one of these chat programs? What's the big chat program everyone uses that, I don't know, one of these chat programs, they could just call your phone. You don't even have to pick it up. They just call it, and you can call you while you're sleeping, and it would automatically dump a virus into your phone. And then they get full control of your phone. They can go in there, they can delete the fact that they called it and delete the notification. And now they just can like track your phone, turn on your camera, turn on your microphone. Super scary. Super scary. Like, I don't know. If you want to like lose your mind and freak out about security, hop on YouTube and start looking at some of that stuff. Absolutely terrifying. Makes you feel like you're not safe at all, but what do you do?
The scammer links are absolutely atrocious for getting shit done in the NFT space. Like, it honestly, the way that Twitter has and Discord doing it to an extent, I mean, they can't totally fix these issues, but we can't interact how we want to interact. It's almost like COVID. Like, I can't even go into my DMs because the half of them are trying to take money from me, the other half are just trying to get us to promote a scam project, or, you know, a project that we don't even want to, you know, be promoting. But it's literally impossible to get anything done in DMs. The links, it feels like we're in a minefield of like, let me not get wrecked today. So yeah, I agree with you, Savage. I moved my apes off of a hot wallet way later than I should have, but I sleep better at night for sure.
Man, I almost don't keep anything in hot wallets anymore. So if you guys are worried about like spending money to transfer from wallet to wallet, I'll tell you my trick. You use a hot wallet, until you feel like you get too much money or too many NFTs in there. And then you put a ledger or Trezor on it inside MetaMask and open a new hot wallet. So then you're not spending fees to transfer it from wallet to wallet. You're not wasting a bunch of gas. Just open up a new wallet every time. And then when you're done with the old one, slap on a hardware wallet to it. And then you don't interact with it, and it's nice and safe. And that's what I've been doing, so I'm not like wasting money. Because I did that one time, transferred from one wallet to another. It was like $500 in gas. And I was like, I'm never doing this again. Let me figure out a way around this. And that was the solution that I came up with. You'll eventually get like too many wallets, but what do? You know, maybe ETH will crash like it has, and then look at all these wallets that I thought were full of money and I couldn't use them all again. You know, blessings in disguise. Take good notes too, because I had a bunch of like keys in my wallets and or my like, you know, notepad or where all my passwords and stuff, but you don't know if it's Trezor or, you know, Avalanche.
You just gotta sit
Solana.
there typing in like all of those.
You just gotta just
luckily they all look different, but yeah.
Yeah. You can usually figure it out if you do a little bit of research, but that's us that have a little bit of knowledge in the crypto space. Say I, you know, knock off and die, and how's my family going to figure out where all these different wallets are or how to, you know, collect any of that money? It's just going to be lost. They'll have to like go trust somebody to, you know, look at that piece of paper and say, well, what does this mean here? It's just a bunch of random characters. So plan for the future, take security seriously. If you're not up on your systems, update to your systems, because there are vulnerabilities everywhere. Stuff is scary.
The security talk there at the end of the episode. Listen, Jacob, shout out to Jacob Gooden, our editor here on the network. We have multiple different channels, by the way. We have an NFT Live Clips channel. If you don't want to listen to us ramble on for an hour and 50 minutes, Jacob basically like cuts all the good shit out and puts it on another channel. We have to probably end the episode here shortly. We probably have a couple more minutes, but like don't want to have him working on an hour and 30-minute episode. So sorry about that, Jacob.
Yeah, shout out to him. It does an amazing job with different, you know, clip art and like descriptions and stuff. I tried doing that for a couple weeks and then was like, nope. Q, who we got here? Who are you using? Because everything looks so professional on, you know, when you go back and look at other channels. Not so if I try doing it. So we've got a bunch of amazing people on the show. It is. He's good at it too. He's good at it too. So what does the chat think? Do you think, you know, our clip art has improved over the past couple of months, or was it always killer? Because I don't think I paid attention to that previously. Definitely paying attention to it now. The guy's on fire. So credit where credit's due.
There's a lot that goes in. There's a lot that goes into content creation there. Oh, Jacob's in the house too. Shout out to Jacob Gooden there, who's in the house. Digits as well, who does the Nifty Q show. So we got a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes. We definitely will be here this week. We're not going to be in NFT NYC like we talked about. So we have a bunch of shows lined up. I'm not sure. I know Easy is trying to do it from the ground on Thursday like he likes. We do have a Nifty Q show with John Woo from the Aztec Network, which is going to be dope. He had a great thread on Celsius, so that's going to be cool. But NFT Lives will run as usual. And yeah, it's been a great time, Savage.
Yeah, so a final poll for the community. You think Celsius is getting liquidated and wiped out? Are they gone? You think 3AC, 3 Euros, you think they're gone too? And does that bring Bitcoin way down? Or are we trending back up? What's the community think here? I like to hear what everyone thinks. You can drop your chat right inside the comments over there. And if you don't get your chance and you're watching this afterwards, jump inside LADZ City and tell us inside there. You can at me in chat and say, you're exactly right. Everyone's in Universal. It's this huge conspiracy theory. Talking to my guy Fun Uncle, I'm like looking forward to that episode when it comes out here. So, or maybe you out there listening have some conspiracy theories. I want to hear them. Let's go. I want to hear them.
I'm really feeling it.
All the conspiracy theories.
We just dropped it in chat. We said, let me get that chat really quick back up. Are 3AC and Celsius going to cause another drop? And we're sitting at 75% no. So I would probably be in that camp as well. Although now yes is taking over, so this is going to be a pretty volatile poll here. But I think we're bottoming out here. I think we could go to 8, 9. Maybe we break the 1,000 mark. I'm not going to draw any TA for you guys, but it feels like we have taken a large dip. You have tokens that are down 90%, 75%. from their all-time highs. And, you know, Celsius, I don't even think is going to get liquidated at this point. I think they're starting to repay their loan. So their liquidation price was at like 16K. So don't have to worry about that. 3 Arrows Capital, bunch of fucking degenerates. You deserve what you got there. If you held $1, you're doing better than 3 Arrows Capital in this market. So great job for you. But yeah, that's my take.
There was a poll that I read earlier that said the number one coin Americans are looking to sell right now, Shiba Inu. So not surprised on that. I don't own any Shiba. I have a little Doge because, you know, Elon. Who doesn't like Elon? No Shiba Inu though. No Shiba Inu.
My family is now my top indicator on like almost everything. Almost everything. If they ask me about Shiba Inu, I might and whatever the next Shiba Inu is for the next cycle, you know, some type of like Labrador Retriever coin. If they start talking about Lab coin, I'm fucking out. You will never see me. I will disband the channel. I will do everything just for momentary because I don't want to cover bear markets ever again. But that, like, once your family starts talking about shit, it seems to be a good top indicator.
Yeah, I definitely got asked by a bunch of family members about Shiba Inu. Hey, you're in crypto. Tell me about Doge and Shiba. I'm like, no. That's basically like asking, hey, I hear you're in crypto. Tell me about all these CBDCs. No, barely crypto. And all these different CBDCs are going to start popping out. So if you guys aren't ready for that, get ready for that.
But that's a high level talk right there. CBDCs are at least a little bit enticing when someone's asking you about Dogecoin. It's like, okay, like what's the conversation? What's other than Doge actually pumping whenever Elon tweets, which is a whole combo in of itself. At least you're having the centralized versus decentralized currency talk. I mean, I'm jealous, Savage.
Yeah, well, you dropped me the Twitter post over here that said Powell was talking about already bringing out a CBDC, so it's already starting. So I think it's coming. They're dumping our economy so they can bring out all this money and track everything we do everywhere, and that's the end of the American dream right there. Because can't do anything if everyone's tracking you and you automatically just pull your taxes. It's going to be like your paycheck. They're just pulling 30% out. They're just going to take 50% and say thanks, and this is what you're left with, and I guess we'll be happy with if that's what we actually get. I don't know. Scary times coming. Yeah,
Savage is not sipping on the hopium here. Yeah, what a way to end the NFT Live episode. We are all going to die in a dystopian future of centralized control. Thank you so much for stopping by today.
See you guys inside LADZ City. This has been fun. Shout out to chat, everyone. See you guys. Flubber, my guy Flubber. I hope you're healing up, my man. I know you were out there partying in Ibiza and got some surgery, so it's definitely nice to see you in chat. Flubber, shout out. I miss you on NFT Live. Awesome co-host. All right. We're gonna exit this one here. We'll see you guys inside the Discord. Come on now.
Peace.
But it's kind of funny, so it's all good with me, yeah. Good morning, I hope you living well. Counting up the spread, taking care of yourself, eh. Good morning, I hope you living good. Hopefully this heat gon' get us out of it.